plans for the next 5 to 10 years of your business? So in my big dream, in my lifetime, I want to help a million entrepreneurs. Whether it's through my training, through my coaching, or through the content that I put out there. Just educating them, motivating them, inspiring them. The more I can help, the more meaningful my life is, and that's how I measure it. So in my lifetime, a million entrepreneurs. That's kind of like my big picture, my what we call BHAG, and I'll explain more about BHAG, when I have a special guest very very soon. But that's kind of like how 5 to 10 years will show up, is based on this big picture. So whatever I'm doing right now, like creating content in YouTube like this, or speaking or training or even coaching people one-on-one, the more I can do that, the more it fulfills that bigger vision. And a friend of mine from Australia, she's very cute, so she dropped me a message. So she asked, so yeah, your goal is helping 1 million entrepreneurs. So what if you have achieved that? You have reached that target. You hit 1 million. What's next? She asked. Then I said, oh, that's an interesting question. Then I will start counting one by one. 1 million one, 1 million two, 1 million three, 1 million four. Because it never stops, right? It never stops. So I'll be super grateful if I hit that target, that 1 million, and then continue. So that's kind of like the big picture, and whatever will happen in the next 5 to 10 years will be to support that big picture. So does the leader of a business need to be the best? This is a very interesting question, because initially I thought that I needed to be the best. And let us clarify this as well, because there's a lot of ways to describe this, right? So because you might be asking best to be the best in what you're doing. So let's say, for example, me as a coach, do I need to be the best before I start a business, for example? My answer to that is really no. The more important thing is the clarity on your goal, like who do you want to help? There's really a market to that. And so there are other nuances that the best is really not the measure for you to start a business. As long as you know who you want to help, there is a market to it, and then you can deliver it, then you have a working business. So let me give a very good example of this. I'm also a tennis coach, but this is more of a hobby. But there are people out there who really does this full time, tennis coaching. And if I get myself as an example, I do this as a hobby, when I have time, or when people approach me and they want me to coach them in tennis. And I know with my own skills and capabilities, I can help someone who is a beginner. And I cannot imagine myself coaching someone who is a professional, because I don't have the skills for that, because I am not the best tennis player in the world, or I have the best skills in playing tennis and knowledge as well. But I know I do have knowledge and skills that is up to the mid-level. And so which means I can coach a beginner to reach the level that maybe possibly very close to where I am, because I know the strategies, I know the techniques that they can do. And so this is something that you need to remember. You only need to be one step ahead of the people that you are helping. You don't need to be on the top of the mountain before you start helping people, because business is about helping people, right? Helping fulfill what they want, what they need. And if you can think like that, if you can imagine yourself helping someone who is just, let's say for example, beginning, you can help them take that next step and then take that next step and take that next step. Then you have a possible business already. And so that's what I do when I do my tennis coaching. I help like total beginners become much better in playing tennis, like leisurely, in just 10 sessions. They are able to play, hit the ball, play with each other, not competitively, but more like leisurely. And so that's what I can help them with. And so people will look for me if they need that kind of service. So for you, think about, how can you help people, even if you just one step ahead. And that's a possibility that you can, right? So you don't need to be the best. You just need to be, a few steps ahead of who you want to help. That's already good. Okay. All right. Good. How do you manage the feast and famine cycles of being a solopreneur? So in my journey, there are businesses that I can be called as a solopreneur because I'm the only one. Then there are businesses that I had with business partners as well. So I'll just speak about, I'll talk about, my experience as a solopreneur. Then let me clarify the feast and famine cycles. So in business, and majority of businesses are like this, especially if it's sales heavy, meaning you need to go out to do sales, is there will be moments, which is what we call the cycles, that you will be earning a lot, maybe like even more than what you can imagine, right? And then there will be times that it's very low. This is what we call famine. So feast meaning you are eating a lot, you are feasting because the sales just keep coming in, you have a lot of clients. Then famine is the opposite. So there's no clients, no calls, no one is buying, for example. And those are called famine, meaning you're not eating anything, right? So that's the feast and famine cycles. So how do I handle that? So first and foremost, when I first experienced this in my first business, it was shocking, of course, because my perception was that once I start a business, I will just continuously earn money, like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And being someone new, I didn't know that there is like that cycle. And when that cycle hit, I was shocked. I didn't know what to do. So the key, what I learned from that experience is that when you are experiencing feast, when you are experiencing a lot of, income, sales is coming in, you need to manage your money properly. Now, let me repeat that. You need to manage your money properly. So when you are earning a lot, it doesn't mean it gives you the right to spend all that money and buy a new car, buy a new boat, buy a helicopter, and it doesn't work that way. So you need to understand that you need to respect money. So you need to save this money somewhere where you can actually use this when either the famine comes in, or maybe for emergency, or if you need to expand the business itself. So the key here is to understand money management. If you can understand that and take care of your money, even if you are experiencing feast, even if you're experiencing famine, you'll definitely be good. And so that's the key learning that I had there. So having that stable mindset in handling the money that you're earning from the business is really important. Good. I hope I answered that question.
Oh, hey there. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember to click the bell button so you get updated of the new videos. See you in the next one.